Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. In this video, I will solve CodeChef Starters 51 contest problem. The problem name is dominant element. So let's get started. The problem was so much easy. Now read the problem. You are given an array A of length n. That means we have an array, then the length of this array is n. An element x is said to be dominant if the frequency of x in A is strictly greater than the frequency of any other element. And for solving this problem, or to solve this problem, we need to understand first what's the meaning of dominant. Like in your class we have 20 students and you are the most tolerable or most bigger, something like that. And most of the cases, for this reason, your behavior like so smart that I am the most toughest one or I am the most bigger one, and this is called dominant. Like if imagine like a list or array, we have 5 numbers 1 2 3 4 5. What's the maximum value of this array or list is 5. That means the dominant value is 5 because the most maximum one. This is the main fundamental concept of dominant. Now let's read the more rest of the problems. Now for example, if A equal 2 1 4 4 4, then 4 is a dominant. Why 4 is a dominant? Because in this array or list the frequency of 4 is 3. So this 4 is dominating. Now dominant element, since its frequency is higher than the frequency of any other element in A, because the frequency of 2 is 1, the frequency of 1 is 1, and the frequency of 4 is 3. So in this list or array, the dominant one, what is 4? Find if there exists any dominant element in A or not. If any dominant existing in the list, then we will print yes, otherwise no. Now what will be our input case? The first line is test case, then second line is the length of the array, and the third line is the value of the array. It's like simple. And output format for each test case, output yes if there exists any dominant element in A, otherwise output no. In there in this input test case, one twist is here. How? Look at that. The first example, how many 2 is there? 5 2 is there, so dominant obviously, because in this list all the value is 2. That means the dominating value is 2, so that means the result will be yes, because this list having a dominant one, so the output will be yes. Now second list or array, the length of the array is 4, so 4 is written here, and then 1 2 3 4. Now look at that. The frequency of 1 is what? 1. The frequency of 2 is what? 1. The frequency of 3 is 1. The frequency of 4 is 1. That means all the frequency, that means the frequency of all the values are same. So we will print yes or no. Obviously no, because there is no dominating value. Okay, because in this problem the dominating concept actually in the frequency, not the as I said in the first of this video, the example of dominant. So for this problem the dominant exists in the frequency. Okay, or depend on the frequency. Dominant depend on the frequency for this problem. Now the test case number 1 2, test case number 3 3 3 2 1. Look at that. The frequency of 3 what? 2. The frequency of 2 is 1, the frequency of 1 is 1, so the dominating value what is? 3. So this array or list having dominating value, so we will print yes. Now here the twist one, look at that. Frequency of 1 is 2, frequency of 2 is 2, frequency of 3 is 3, frequency of 4. So we will print yes, right? No, we will print no, because because the frequency of 1 because the frequency of 1 is 2 sorry, the frequency of 1 is 2 and the frequency of 2 is 2, and there the highest value multiple because 2 is 2 মানে হচ্ছে এখানে যে ফ্রিকোয়েন্সিটা আছে ওই ফ্রিকোয়েন্সিটা হচ্ছে ডাবল হয়ে গেছে, কারণ 1 এর ফ্রিকোয়েন্সি 2, 2 এর ফ্রিকোয়েন্সিও 2, সো হাইয়েস্ট যে ফ্রিকোয়েন্সিটা আছে সেটা হচ্ছে ডাবল হয়ে গেছে, সো এখানে নো হবে। সো হোয়াট উইল বি দ্য লজিক হিয়ার? দ্য লজিক ইজ, look at the logic. When our coding process, what will be? Our coding process is total 4. The first condition, if all the values in list are same, that will be yes. Why? Because look at that, in this list or array all the values is 2, so the dominating one is 2, so we need to check the first one if all the values in a list or array are same or not. If same, then we will print yes. Then skip 2, I will tell you later. Then 3, if the list is distinct, then it will print no. Why? Because look at that, 1 2 3 4. What is the meaning of distinct? Distinct মানে হচ্ছে একটা লিস্টে যদি মানে সেম নাম্বারটা মাল্টিপলস টাইম না থাকে, একটা নাম্বার একবারই থাকবে, লাইক এখানে 1 2 3 4, 1 একবার 2 একবার এরকম। সো হোয়াট ইজ দ্য মিনিং অফ distinct? The meaning of distinct is all the values are remain 1 times, no multiple times. Look at that, 1 is 1 times, 2 is 2 time, 2 is 1 time, 3 is 1 time, 4 is 1 time. So this list or array called distinct list. And if we have a distinct list or distinct array, then we simply print no. Why we simply print no? Because if a list or array is distinct, there will no dominating value. Okay, now come up to the condition number 2. If the maximum value of the frequency values, what is the meaning of frequency values? Frequency values means, look at here, 1 1 2 2, 1 how many times is 1 is, how many times 1 is here? 2 times. That means the value is 2. How many times 2 is here? 2, that means the value is 2. How many times 3 is there? 1, that means the value of 1. That means the frequency values, that is called the frequency values. 1 is 2 times, so frequency value 2, 2 is 2 times, frequency value is 2. So what is written here? If the maximum value of the frequency values, so what is the maximum value of this frequency values? Is 2. Now if the maximum value of the frequency value is equal to 1, that is yes. Okay, that will be yes. And if the maximum value of the frequency is greater than 1, is no, because this condition is for the last test case. Look at that, 1 is 2 times, 2 is 2 times, so there is no dominating, so the maximum value of the frequency values is greater than 1, so there will be no. So now let's go to the code. So our first condition is okay, I will describe the code. So I will import the collections from for finding the frequency of the list. So now here is our list or array in C++ and in Python is called list. Now FRE, that means frequency, I will counting the frequency of the dictionary of the list. So for counting the frequency value, values from a list, we need to use dictionary. So I am using here collections.counter a, then dictionary, and by this FRE we can see the frequency of all the values in list. Now I am checking if our first condition is what? If all the values in a list are same. Now we know that if all the values are same, the length of the set will be 1. This is the concept of set, is just nothing. You can see the Python conceptual video in my Python programming list. Then we'll print yes. Now then if the list is distinct, then we will print no. And now here, first of all, we are creating a list by frequency values like 2 to 1. So here is written list frequency FRE dot values. Then we will count, we are counting what's the maximum value of this value list. So max equal to value list. Then we are counting how many maximum or how many high values, that means the frequency of high values from the value list. And then if f high, that means f final high is equal 1, then it will print yes. If it is greater than or equal to 1, then it will no. And so we will print this code. And if I submit, I already submitted, look at that, I already submitted. This is my submission. View all submission. Okay, this is my submission. If I go to here, you can see my code. So this was the problem, and this was a tricky one. It's loading. Okay, this is my code. Okay, thank you.